Hello everybody! So today we're going to be learning how to add with regrouping with numbers. Exciting! So we've been practicing with pictures and now we're ready to move on to numbers. If you are at home watching this video on Wednesday, that means that your teacher will teach the same lesson to you in person tomorrow when you're at school. If you're at home watching this video on Thursday, that means you would have gotten this lesson yesterday when you were in person. So it should be a little bit of a review. This is a really tricky concept, so we'll be working on it for a little less than 2 weeks. So just practice a lot. Just try to pay attention, follow along, and I know you're going to be able to do this. Okay, so I set up my screen here, and we are going to solve this problem 25 plus 17. For this first example, I want you just to watch me solve this problem. Then I'll let you know when it's time for you to get your own paper or whiteboard to follow along. Now I set up my screen so that I can solve this problem 2 different ways. I'm going to solve 25 plus 17 in picture form like we're used to, and a number form, the new way, right next to each other so that you can see how they're actually very similar. Okay, let's get started. So 25 plus 17. If I'm doing pictures, I know my first job is to draw the first number or part, 25. So 25 has 2 tens and 5 ones. And I apologize, I forgot to bring my document camera home, so I'm doing this all on the computer today, which means it takes me a little bit longer to draw things. Okay, now I'm going to, on the number side, I'm going to, instead of drawing, I'm going to write my first part or number. So 25. Easy peasy lemon squeezy so far, right? 25, 25. One's pictures, one's numbers. Okay, next step, if I was drawing this, I would draw my second number, 17. So 17 is 1 10. And 7 ones. And I will draw them as quick as I can here for you. There we go. All right, now with numbers, second step is very similar. Instead of drawing the 17, I'm going to write the 17. But before I do that, I'm going to take my pencil and I'm going to draw a line between the tens place. There's 2 tens in 25, and the ones place. There's 5 ones. I'm going to divide the tens and the ones. We want you, first grade teachers want you to take this step as you start solving addition with regrouping with numbers. Eventually, when you get really comfortable, you can stop using this line. But for now, we want you to draw this line. It'll help a lot, I promise. All right, now I'm going to write that second number, second part, 17. Now I'm looking at the 17. How many tens in 17? 1. So I'm going to put the 1 right underneath the 2 tens in 25. How many ones in 17? Good job. There's 7. So I'm going to put the 7 right underneath the 5 ones in 25. So now I've got the ones placed on this side and the tens placed on this side. Now for my vertical problem, I'm going to add an equal sign, which is just a long straight line under both numbers, and a plus symbol. All right, both sides, both types of problems are now ready to add. If you remember from doing pictures, what's the most important rule? Always, always, always start in the ones place first. That's right. So we're going to start in the ones place. If I notice over here, I have 5 ones and 7 ones. Let's count them together. I'm going to start with the 7 because that's the greater number. So I have 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I have 12 ones. Now if I look at the number side, if I ignore the tens place just for a moment, I can see that the ones place says 5 plus 7. All right, 5 plus 7 on this side equals 12. So guess what? In numbers, it's also going to equal 12. And first grade teachers would also like all students to start by doing this little arrow on the side, the step, and putting the total number of ones. I'll show why that's helpful in just a moment. So when we're adding numbers vertically with numbers, we're going to put the total number of ones on the side. Okay, back to the picture side. Now, when I look at, I have 12 ones, I know I can't put 12 ones in the answer space at the bottom because 12 is not a digit. That's right, it's too big. So I need to regroup. That means I need to trade 10 ones for 1 10. So I'm going to circle a group of 10 ones. I know that I have 7 down here, so I'm just going to add 3 more in my circle, and that's now a group of 10. I'm going to draw an arrow over to the tens place and trade for my new 10. All right, now we're going to do something similar on the number side. But instead of circling 10 ones, I'm just going to take the 10 in the 12. If I notice I have 1 10 and 2 ones in 12, I'm going to take this 1 10 and I'm also going to bring it over to the tens place. If you want to, when you first start doing this, draw the arrow to help you remember where it goes, you can. You don't have to. What you do have to do is you need to put the new 10 in the tens place. Just like I drew a 10 over here, I'm going to write it in the tens place over here. Now I'm putting it on the top because I still need to add the tens. Just like over here, I put it in my adding space, not the answer space at the bottom. It's not my total number of tens. I don't have just 1 10. All right. When I'm drawing pictures, then I would cross out this group of 10 ones next because I don't have them anymore. I traded. And I would count how many ones I have left over. 1, 2. And that number goes in the answer space for my ones. If I come back over to the numbers, I notice I moved my 10 over here in 12, but I still have 2 ones left over. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to move them down to the answer space for the ones. So I have 2 ones as my total in the answer space. All right, back to the pictures. After I'm done with the ones, now I'm going to add the tens. So if I look at my tens place, I see I have 1, 2, 3, 4 tens. So that number, that total 4, goes in the 10 space at the bottom. And if I go over to my pictures, I can count my tens on the over here on the 10 side. I have 1 plus 2 is 3, plus 1 more is also 4. So if you notice, 25 plus 17, I got the same answer on both sides, 42. 42. It's because both of these strategies are using the same rules, just one is in pictures and one is in numbers. Okay, I want you to now grab a piece of paper and a pencil or a whiteboard and a marker, whatever is close to you. If you need to pause the video to go grab it, you can. I'm going to clear my board and we're going to do our first one together. Here we go. So the first one we're going to try one easy peasy lemon squeezy first. We're going to try 36 plus 4. Now the reason I say this is a little easy peasy lemon squeezy is because it's a 2-digit number, 36, plus a 1-digit number, 4. We'll get into 2 digits plus 2 digits next. All right, so remember my first step is I write, not draw, write the first part or number, 36. So let's do that. We're going to write 36. Now before I write my second part or number, I'm going to take my pencil and draw a line to divide the tens and the ones. You go ahead and you do it on your paper or whiteboard. Good job. Remember, this helps us understand that the tens and the ones are separate. So for now, all first grade teachers want all students to do that. Eventually, when you get to be an expert, you can stop drawing that line. Okay, now we're going to write the second number, which is 4. Think about the number 4. How many ones are in 4? 4. So I'm going to put the 4 right underneath the 6 ones in 36. How many tens are in 4? Kind of a tricky question. It's 0. There's an invisible 0 in front of this 4 here. If you would like to fill this space with a 0, you can. Some of my students don't like having an empty space there. If you'd like to fill it with a 0, you can. If you are okay with having the empty space, you can just leave it like that. Okay, what do we need to add to our problem before we can start solving it? We need 2 symbols. That's right, an equal sign at the bottom and a plus sign in the middle. Very good. Now we're ready to solve. Remember the most important rule, always, always, always start in the ones place first. All right, so if we just ignore the tens for a second, we can see the ones place says 6 plus 4. So what is 6 plus 4? I'm going to draw my arrow on the side. I know that 6 plus 4 is one of those magic pairs of numbers that equals 10. All right, put your 10 on the side, your total number of ones. Now I'm looking at the 10. I cannot put a 10 down in the ones place because it's not a digit. So I'm going to need to break it up into the tens and the ones. So I'm going to draw an arrow. Remember, if you want to draw this arrow, you can. And I'm going to put the 110 on the top of the tens place. Now I'm not going to write 10 here because this 1 means 110. This is the tens place. Just like the 3 in 36 means there's 3 tens. And then I'm going to put my leftover ones, which I happen to have 0 leftover ones, at the bottom of the answer space. 0 ones. I'm done with the ones place. Now I'm going to add the tens. I have 1 plus 3. What's 1 plus 3? That's right, it's 4. So 36 plus 4 equals 40. Congratulations, you just solved your first addition with regrouping problem with numbers. All right, let's quickly do one more before we leave. If you need to, erase your board or flip to a new piece of paper. We're going to add 26 plus 18. That's right, we're going to do 2 digits plus 2 digits this time. This will be our last example. All right, what's our first step? Good. Write the first number, 26. Now what do I do before I write the second number? That's right. I need to draw a line to divide the tens and the ones. Now what do I do? I'm going to put the second number or part 18 underneath the 26. I'm going to write it vertically. So I need to think, how many tens are in 18? I see 1 10, so it's going to go in the tens place under the 2 tens in 26. How many ones in 18? That's right, 8 of them. So I'm going to put it underneath the 6 ones in 26. Now add your last 2 symbols before we start solving. An equal sign and the plus sign. Great. Okay, which side should we start on? Good. We want to start on the 1 side. So we're going to start by drawing this little arrow, and we need to add, we're going to ignore the tens place for a second, and we're going to add 6 plus 4. What's 6 plus 4? Oh, I'm sorry, 6 plus 8. So sorry. 6 plus 8. It's a big number. It's 14. So we're going to put that number on the side so we can look at it. Okay, now use your brain to divide your 14 into the tens and the ones. We're going to put the 10 up here on the top of the tens place. I'm not drawing the arrow this time because remember I said you don't have to. And then I'm going to take the leftover ones, 4, and put them at the bottom of the ones place. Now we're going to add the tens. I have 1 plus 2 is 3. And 1 more is 4. Very good. So 26 plus 18 equals 44. All right, I think we actually have time to do one more, but this time I'm going to let you be mostly in charge of it. I'm going to let you tell me the steps. All right, our last one is going to be 28 plus 24. Now I know these numbers are starting to look bigger, but the same rules and strategies work. All right, what's first? Good job, write the first number. What's next? Yep, draw your line to divide the tens and the ones. Then what do I do? Good, put the second number in there. Where does 24 go? Where's the 2 go? Where does the 4 go? Stack up the tens, stack up the ones. Great job. Add your 2 symbols, equal and plus. Okay, start in the ones place. Draw the little arrow and total the ones. 8 plus 4 equals 12. Nice work. Okay, I'm going to bring the 10 over to the tens place. And the leftover ones go at the bottom. Then I count my tens. 1 plus 2 plus 2 is 5, so it's 52. Nice job.